going on, guys? Magic Mondays, playing some 8-rack in Modern. Alright, this looks like a sweet hand. We got all 1s and 2 drops, 2 lands, and we can start making our opponent discard pretty heavily, so we'll keep this. And we're on the play, so that's great. Swamp, go. Funeral Charm at the end of our opponent's turn. And it looks like we are playing up against Living End. Yep, definitely Living End. So we want to probably Wrench Mind here because we want to get rid of the Living End as soon as possible. Although we're also kind of helping him. This is a really bad matchup for us, just because we're aiding them in their process of emptying their cycling creatures. So if we can get rid of the Living End with blackmail, that's a good place to be. Definitely want to keep an eye on their graveyard, though. Okay, so they got rid of a Living End, which means they probably have another one. Three mana. Going to cascade into a Living End. Get some Living End back. Get some creatures back. So we're definitely going to be taking out some Smothers. Two cards in hand. Let's go ahead and blackmail. Get rid of the Cascade spell. We'll go ahead and Raven's Crime the other one out. Really sucks we don't have a rack. So we need to draw into some removal. Opponent gets in for 6. Yeah, like I said, this is probably the worst matchup this deck has, is a Living End. Just because, like I said, our way of dealing the damage. Let me pull our graveyard up too. Our way of dealing damage is emptying their hand, which is also what they want to do. So let's go ahead and retrace Raven's Crime, discarding Deckmore Salvage. Play a land. Say go. So Smother's really bad in this matchup. Probably going to be bringing in Dismembers for sure. Definitely Relics because this is a graveyard-based deck. This is probably just a matchup we lose, guys. I mean, it's just we want to draw a card. There's a rack. But like I said, we probably just lose. Opponent takes 2 from the rack. Gets in for another 6. We go to 2. We will dredge 2. Get rid of the card in their hand. Pass the turn. We are going to lose, obviously, but we want to get in some damage with the rack, just because. Opponent cracks their Verdant Catacombs, goes to 15, takes 3, and that will do it. Alright. Let's get to the sideboard. So, Smother, really bad in this matchup. Really, really bad. Relic is good. Talara's Bane's probably bad. Dismembers, good. Not sure how good Languish is. Unmake's probably better. Wrench Mine's fine. Victim of Night's fine. Stupor's okay. Probably go down. Honestly, probably go down like Funeral Charms and Augurs, and put in Duresses just as a more selective form of discard, so we can hit their living ends, especially on like turn 1. Do we have any more removal we want to? I don't think so. They don't have a lot of green. I mean, I don't think they have enough green to justify Talara's Bane. And I just don't think Talara's Bane's good anyway, just because they can just cycle in response. So let's just run it like this. Yes, we want to play first. Yes, we will keep this. So we will turn 1 Duress. Everything in our hand costs 1 mana. That's good. Turn 1 Duress. Next turn we will Relic of Progenitus. Get rid of that Cascade spell. Although we might want to Relic again, or Duress again. Well, we can do both. So let's Duress. Wow. Get another Cascade spell. Play our Relic. Next turn, we'll probably run our other Relic out there. We want to, basically our goal is to exile basically exile the creatures they cycle. That's our goal, is to get them to exile the creatures so that way they don't have a lot coming back. Pass, they pass back to us. Okay, let's Relic of Progenitus and Raven's Crime. Get rid of the Fulminator Mage. That card's just bad against us. The only land it hits is Dakmor Salvage, and we rarely play Dakmor Salvage. Another Architects of Will. Alright, opponent concedes because they're not finding what they want. Do we want to make any changes? I'm not sure that we do. I think we were fine the way we are. So let's run it back. Double duress on turn 1 really helped, just because they couldn't cascade into the living end. We have 2 racks. We only have 1 land. We are playing 21 land. We have a dismember. We have a blackmail. That's the only discard we have. I think we have to pitch this. This is a lot better. Do we want to keep the swamp on top? I think we do, just because we have a stupor. Turn 1 duress. Turn 2 the rack. Turn 3 stupor, depending on what our discard package ends up being. Duress. Hit the cascade spell. Actually, we probably turn 2 wrench mind, just because the rack's going to sit out there. Make our opponent discard 2 cards. So next turn we stupor. Do we smallpox? I think we stupor. Next turn we can smallpox and the rack. Or we just the rack and wrench mind. That's probably better, because then we hit both the cards they have in their hand, and we deal 3 damage with the rack. Ooh, we should have duressed and then smallpoxed. That's a bad play on my part. Not sure why our opponent floated a colorless. I don't think they can do anything with it anyway. 3 more damage via the rack. I don't think we have a Raven's Crime. We don't. So we'll just hold on that for the Raven's Crime. Really need some discard spells now. We have an unmake. That's good. Rack deals 1 damage. Now we need discard so we can decimate our opponent's hand once again. More removal. Raven's Crime our opponent. No! Messed that up. Wanted to retrace Raven's Crime 2 more times. Well, we can Raven's Crime. The rack deals 1 damage to our opponent. We are so close. And I think now we just lose. Yep, we lose. Alright, sorry guys. If it wasn't for that unfortunate misclick on my part of clicking Dagmar Salad before I had clicked Raven's Crime, if I would have been able to, if I would have played that right, we would have decimated their hand, gotten rid of everything they had, and we would have dealt more damage, and we probably would have won that game. So, yeah. So that's on me. But like I said, we'll get back to it and see if we can get a win. So stay tuned.